Welcome to week 2 of the UK Night Skippys Racing School series here on RaceSpot TV. Rachel Whitefield here tonight, joined by Linus Broström. We're here at Lime Rock Park for the second round of Season 4, and qualifying is underway and nearly complete. Blake Townend, provisional pole at the moment with a 57.302. Paul Grillo in second. He-Man Tim Adcock, Clark Williams, your top 5 as things stand. Adrian Badul, P number 6, Mark Turner, Mark O'Connell, Keith Sharp, Chris Simpson, rounding out your top 10. Get those results up on the screen as things become confirmed. Joined by Linus Broström tonight. Linus is more used to turning left than right, but looking forward to an exciting race here tonight.
Yeah, it's usually good racing here at Lime Rock, and in the open wheelers is usually some close battles. Let's just hope they don't crash too much.
It's a large grid. We're looking at 37 cars here tonight. We'll take to the grid for this race around a very, very short racetrack. It's 1.53 miles here, 7 turns at Lime Rock Park, and all but 2 of them are right-handers. Dynamic tracks, they are a thing. We had it last week, and starting with 20% usage this week, so very low usage for this track. So not much rubber on. They've had about an hour and 50 minutes of practice, Linus. So the line should be fairly well rubbered in by now, and looking at it's changing the amount of time it's taken, I think, for a pretty quick race.
Yeah, it's only 25 laps as well, so it shouldn't take more than 20-25 minutes.
Absolutely. Well, drivers will be finishing off their qualifying very, very shortly as we are getting ready to go racing here in Lakeville, Connecticut, before the start of this round. RaceSpot, of course, bringing this broadcast in partnership with Shelter, the charity for young homeless people. So, if you want to donate, there is a link on our website. You can donate to Shelter and help provide some sort of security for young people caught in terrible situations. Qualifying is complete. We'll get those results on the screen for you right now. Blake Townend will hold pole, 57.302. Paul Grillo for He-Man Tim Adcock, Clark Williams, Adrian Badil, Mark Turner, Mark O'Connell, Keith Sharp, Chris Simpson. That's your top 10. Rest of those results up on your screen right now as we get ready to take the grid. And, well, some names you recognise in this one, Linus, tonight. Ashley Blake Hood starts down in P23. We have Jonas van Verwerke, P27. Stuart Dick, P29. And at the rear, we have James Williamson.
And also Robert Plumley starting P17.
Do indeed, and don't forget to check out the World of Conducci YouTube for Plumley's video from this race. He always puts some great onboard footage, and well, he's starting deep in the field here today, P number 17, so could be a very busy start for him. Cars taking to the grid right now, and they are all the way back to turn number 7, the final corner here at Lime Rock Park. So a very, very big grid. 37 cars so far in the session. We'll see if they all take to the grid for this round, and as Linus mentioned earlier, 25 laps here at Lime Rock Park. Fast, furious racing, and 25 laps, you'll still see cars going 1 lap down, so it should be fairly congested, Linus.
Yeah, with the track being so short and with being so many cars out there, it doesn't take all too long for them to start getting lapped. We'll just have to hope that the guys lapping can be patient, and that the cars that's being lapped can kind of stay out of the way and not hold up the leaders too much.
Very true indeed, and the rear cars are still there for the runoff from the final corner as engines start to rev. The lights come on the RSN.com gantry over the racetrack here. We will get ready for the green flag is out, and away we go. Great start there from Blake Townend, and he's inside. Paul Grillo gets a better launch. See what they can do. The Radicals Online machine of Townend in the lead heading into turn 1. We'll have the third line as Grillo gets through unchallenged. Looking further back in your field as we try and fit as many cars as possible through this very tricky first corner. And we've not got anybody off right now, so everyone's getting through unhindered, which is a great start for the cars here. Got a couple of cars going sideways through the second part of turn number 2, but everyone's surviving so far, which is pretty impressive for Lime Rock standards.
Yeah, we had a couple of contacts and someone's going through the grass now, but no major crashes. Field display, that's pretty impressive.
Contact with Alan Patterson. We have a huge crash on No Name Straight. Try and find out what that was, but Simon Maltby involved in that one in the number 16 machine. He was caught up there by, looking at this, the car of Jonas van Verwerke, the 516. So early incident for those two drivers, and that also got the car there, number 20 machine, that belongs to the driver of Chris Simpson. So early race disappointment for those guys, but as we look up towards the front end of the field, it is still Blake Townend from Paul Grillo, from Fahim Antonides, Tim Adcock, Clark Williams, your top 5, pushing hard in that top 6 cars, all the way back to Adrian Badil, separating themselves now from the back of the pack as they try and make an early breakaway. Linus, this lap is so simple, in theory, but it does mean you are in constant proximity to the cars. Of course, you are a predominantly oval racing driver, and I believe you're P number 9 currently in this year's standings for the Division 1 NIS. Obviously, you're used to running very closely with other cars on the racetrack a lot of the time. Just how does that translate to somewhere like Lime Rock Park?
In a touring car or in a closed cockpit car, it doesn't make much difference because you don't really want to be going side by side too much here. Oh, we got a crash for the lead, I think.
We do indeed. That is a crash at the front of your field. Blake Townend is out and turned around, didn't it? Well, he's still moving, but unable to get that car reversed. Hard into the inside wall. They're getting a replay up for you. Lucky he didn't bounce more across the track there. That car just losing, contact with Paul Grillo. Puts him into the inside wall. Wow. They're still crashing, I think. So this is not a good start to this race. Oh, big crash. He tried to rejoin the track, and further incident. That's also on replay. Tried to be avoided by the number 802 machine of Ashley Blake Hood. He was out, and that involves several of the machines there, including, I believe, one of the Adcocks. Huge incident. Replay up for you right now as cars continue to pile into that one. Just massive incident, Linus.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened there. He was just sitting on the apex and then he backed up and drove back onto the track. Someone got a bit sideways as he was coming back on and just caused an even bigger crash.
Indeed, Ryan Walker involved in that one as well. Chris Simpson, Jonas van Verwerke, drivers currently falling back through the field that were involved in the incident. We'll have a full report shortly. Up at the front, Paul Grillo still leading now from Fahim Antonides. Adcock into third. Big change at the front there. That contact between Grillo and, of course, the car there of Blake Townend. Looks slightly net Cody. You know, we're going to step aside beyond that fourth wall. The car's making contact due to a poor connection potentially, because I don't see any reason why they'd be that close together on the straight unless Townend thought Grillo would give him more room.
Yeah, I think it was wheel-to-wheel contact. Someone didn't do what the other guy thought he would, but it looks like Grillo's car is without damage, so he's going to carry on.
Yes, indeed. Ashley Blake Hood also still driving those Sans front wing. That car's not gone one lap down yet, but he is down to P29. Wow, 37 cars that started this race. We've got only 30 on the lead lap. This is turning into an oval race right now. There's multiple cars missing bits of bodywork, are going very, very slowly around the racetrack, trying their best to keep their vehicles running. But it's very exciting. Yeah, go back to what we were talking about just before that incident, Linus.
Yeah, I mean, driving a closed cockpit car with closed wheels is kind of similar to NASCAR because you can still rub doors and stuff a little bit, but in these cars, like you saw now, if you make the slightest bit of contact with someone, you're pretty much done for the day. You'll crash out, so...
They're very much like IndyCar in an oval, in fact, because, trying to stay away from other cars, but with the nature of the track being so tight and so small, that really is unavoidable at times. We have a look up at the front of the pack, and Fahim Antonides has gone straight off at turn number 1. Try and get a replay up for you there. He got to the left. He was battling there with, I believe it was Tim Adcock. Put the car over to the left-hand side and tried to brake cross on the grass and couldn't get it done. Had to go very deep there and has lost a lot of places. So Antonides making an uncharacteristic mistake in recent times and rejoins back down in at least number 10. So big disadvantage for him. Back to the field, we've got a small gaggle of cars here. That is Martin Brandon, Stuart Dick and Vittorio Santamatia. They are fighting over P24, 25, 26 as, there we go, Stuart Dick up the inside of Martin Brandon. He will take over the lead of that small pack. Brilliant move there by Stuart.
Yeah, it was a good pass, well executed. Set it up very well.
Did indeed, and As at the field, P22, that's James Williamson. He's in completely clean air right now. Probably the happiest driver on the track here. As absolutely nothing is happening to him. His car's perfectly clean. And he's got clean air behind and in front. So probably one of the rare happy drivers here to hit Lime Rock that isn't under unsurmountable stress. Toward to the field, we've got a big pack heading in the top 10, heading into turn number 1. That is led by Adrian Badil, and that's got there Mark O'Connell, Female leaders, Mark Turner, David Grunnell in that one. Grunnell, of course, your winner last time out. Also got Rich Jones in the last car in that little pack, but big group of cars there, 7 cars heading through turn 1, 2, and 3 complex, and well, lots of pressure for those drivers to keep that car under control. In fact, I was on a replay. They're actually heading through to number 7, so we've just skipped through time. Doctor Who probably involved somewhere, but up in front, Tim Adcock into P number 2 behind Paul Grillo. He's under attack though right now from the car of, well, the other Adcock. That's Stuart Adcock coming through there on the outside. He'll have the inside line for turn number 2 as we head out of turn number 1. He's on the grass a little bit, but he can hold it in there. Inside line there for Stuart Adcock. He'll inherit second place from the other Adcock. Clark Williams looking to get in on this Adcocky action, but not able to find a way past the two of them right now. Dill is leading that pack behind them. He's Sharp, though, has managed to get past. Linus, any battles catching your eye at the moment? Anything exciting going on in the field?
I'm currently watching the battle for P number 12 between Plumley, Watson, Thurston and Daniels, but Plumley's starting to pull just a tiny little bit of a gap right there right now, so don't think there's going to be too much of a battle there anymore, unless Watson makes a mistake to let Thurston catch up. But the battle right in front of them between 6-7 cars is looking pretty interesting now going into one.
It is, we'll have a look at that one. Grunnell getting passed around the outside there by, I think, Mark Turner. That's an interesting fight going on up ahead as Grunnell there holding on. That's Mark Turner actually to lots of juggling for position here. His cars go backwards and forwards. Just want to actually issue a correction. Last week I said that Robert Plumley and Paul Thurston were on the same team. Those cars very similar. Currently sitting in P number 12, P number 14, but they're actually not on the same team, as Paul corrected me, so apologies for that one. But 3 blue and yellow cars currently racing there, 12, 13, 14. Top 10 battle going on as it gets closer and closer. Cars running further off the track, Linus, on the exit of turn number 6. Real risk that someone could hit the wall, ricochet back onto the track and cause a major incident.
Yeah, Mark O'Connell went a little bit wider, and you don't really want to put wheels in the grass in these kind of cars because you can very easily spin you out, and if you tap the wall in one of these, your race is pretty much done because your tires are in a very vulnerable position being
they
open
are
like this.
Indeed. Up at the front, Clark Williams has gotten past Tim Adcock. He's up to P number 3 right now, splitting the two Adcocks. So Williams up there running in a great position, of course, qualified 5th. He's up to P number 3, but biggest mover in the top 10 so far has to be there. The car of Stuart Adcock, P11 in qualifying, up to 2nd. Brilliant charge there from Stuart Adcock. Another big mover as well. We have David Grunnell from P15 on the grid to P number 8. And lots of momentum for that driver. Brendan O'Brien's another big one, P22 on the grid, P16 running now, so great performance by those drivers, finding their way through this heavy traffic. There goes another car lap down. Ashley Blake Hood finally lapped. He's in the pits. He gave up on that damaged car. That leaves us now only 26 cars in the lead lap.
Yeah, we had all these crashes at the beginning. They claimed quite a few victims, unfortunately, but
Also going to have to stop you there, Linus, because at the front we have Robert Plumley in P number 12, battling hard there with Mick Watson. Watson trying to go up the inside there of Plumley. Plumley held it well around the outside in that 147 machine and managed to maintain that position on the track. So lots of scrapping going in here just outside your top 10. Plumley managed to hold off Watson behind him for now as Watson gets a good run out of turn 5. Very tricky corner there, Linus. Of course, big elevation change and the drop off of the angle. Also wheel spin possible.
yeah, you gotta be really careful. It's very easy to spin your tires there, especially if you've worked them too much. Coming towards the end of the race, it's gonna get worse and worse, so you gotta be really careful.
Big change towards the front there as it's Human Leaders up the inside of Badul. Adrian Badil up there holding on the... Oh, he's fallen back now towards David Grunnell. Nearly contact between those two drivers, the 0-2 and the 8. But they managed to hold that one off and maintain position right now. Big squirm there for David Grunnell. Was last round's winner at the Motegi East circuit in Japan. Holding the station right now. P number 8 on the racetrack. Behind Badil and Antonides. So that pack forming up pretty strongly in your midsection here from Tim Adcock. No, I apologise, from Keith Sharp in P5. All the way back to Rich Jones on the tail end of that field in P number 11. Up front, Tim Adcock is holding, well, dropping back now from either Adcock and Clark Williams, who are duelling for second position. And of course, the final two spots on the podium today. Paul Grillo pretty much unchallenged at the front. He's been leading since the incident between himself and Blake Townend in the first couple of laps here. We're on lap number 13 right now, so 12 to go, just over halfway completed. And wow, these battles do not seem to be calming down, Linus.
No, Grunnell just passed Bidwell back in turn number 1 there, and we also had Mark Turner trying to pass O'Connell, but he couldn't.
Oh, in front of Martinez on the grass, he's gone around, he's spun into the outside wall, back across the track, and that collects another car. Raheem Antonides, big incident there for the number 8 machine Force India car as he gets loose going on the grass on the outside of Keith Sharp. Replay up, that car goes round hard into the inside wall, back up onto the track and spun out by, that is Mark O'Connell who hits him, and also the car there of Rich Jones involved in that 79 machine, so not many places to go for those drivers, no room at all on the racetrack, Linus. Just unfortunate timing.
Yeah, he stopped in a very bad spot right there, and unfortunately Rich Jones gets caught in the side of O'Connell, I believe it was.
It was indeed O'Connell. That replay is up right now for you.
For him to move out of the way.
Yeah, there's no room for those drivers in the approach to turn number 5 to get out of the way of that spun car as it ricocheted back onto the racetrack. Of course, highlighting this very narrow nature of the track here at Lime Rock Park. But it does promote David Grunnell up to P number 6. He was running in P number 8, and Adrian Badil behind him. Mark Turner is still running. Robert Plumley now to P number 9 as we lost those 3 cars in that one incident. That was, of course, Rich Jones, Raheem Antonides, and Mark O'Connell. Heavily damaged there. Battle up front, though, it's Clark Williams now up into 2nd, leading Stu Adcock. Tim Adcock sitting back in a lonely 4th. Keith Sharp, and no, that's Rich Jones behind him in the lap car. He is not for position, remember. Of course, this track makes getting lapped very easy, Linus.
Yeah, especially with all these incidents, the guys at the back will have to slow down and look out for whatever's happening in front of them, while the leaders can just go on. And if they're a second a lap quicker, it doesn't take much more for them to get lapped by the end of the race. So I'm expecting to see some lapping happening in a bit.
That would be a very likely situation as we have 24 cars left on that lead lap right now. The last car here is Stephen L. Allen at number 22 machine P24. Those drivers we looked at earlier on in this race were people that you know, Linus, as do I. James Williamson, the 073, up into 19th from 34th on the grid. Impressive drive from the Scotsman. And in fact, his Scottish teammate, Stuart Dick, in that 61 car, he is in P20. So those two teammates running nose to tail on the track, even though they are separated by, well, about 10 seconds at the moment. They are doing a great job considering how far back they started. Alan Patterson, he's up in P number 17, trying to chase down Peter Cowan, but I do not think he can get up there. Looking further up your field, drivers we've had a look at before. Robert Plumley, P number 9 right now, chasing after Mark Turner. Oh, crash there on the track. And that is, I believe, Robert Plumley was involved with Mark Turner there. Robert Plumley getting into the back of Mark Turner in the braking zone in the middle of turn 2. Spins that car out, spins himself out. And, well, nobody else involved in that one. So, and it's a sad end to the day for Plumley and for Mark Turner. As more drivers fall victim to Lime Rock Park. They're going to try and get turned around. They've got a gap on the racetrack, so they can do it. They'll continue. Hopefully they can stay on the lead lap. But, well, things happen very quickly here at Lime Rock Park. As up front, it's still Paul Grillo, now 1.4 seconds ahead of Clark Williams in 2nd. To Adcock in 3rd position. He's dropped back as well as the other Adcock. They are 2 seconds apart on the racetrack each. P8's a good battle right now. Ben Daniels, he is leading that small train of cars in that 33 machine from Mick Watson, Brendan O'Brien and Paul Thurston, as these guys start to scrap again. And it seems that almost a fate liners of cars that get into a 4 or 5 car battle in around the top 10. Something ends up going very wrong.
Yeah. Currently watching as well now James Williamson working on getting past Mark Turner, who rejoined the race just in front of him. He almost had him in turn 1, but he fell back behind, so still got a 3-car battle going on back here for P16, 17 and 18.
We have indeed. It's a good battle as well. Mark Fisher in the 13 car behind them is stalking these two, looking for something to go wrong. But exciting so far down here in the bottom end of your top 20. Got some big movers involved in that race.
Ooh,
Mark Fisher up
wide.
8 places in the grid right now, but nothing quite compares to James Williamson's moves in the race so far. He is up a grand total of 17 places, so biggest mover in the race so far. James Williamson now being passed to the inside by Mark Fisher. He lets him go. Actually a tactical move there. We've still got 7 laps to go, Linus. So, oh, we have a spun out car on the inside there. That is, I believe, if I can read his number upside down, Club 100 machine. That's the 99 car of Peter Cowan. We will find out what happened to him and get a replay for you.
I think something involving Alan Patterson.
Yeah, replay is up
really
now.
Slow as well.
Alan Patterson coming in behind Cowan. Cowan gets sideways there, loose on the track, sideways. Nowhere for Alan Patterson to go. And he flips Peter Cowan upside down and lands him like a turtle on his roof. That's a terrible situation for those guys. And Alan Patterson, so unlucky. He always managed to find something to go wrong. But looks like Mark Turner and James Williamson will have another victim to add to their pile, as they might be able to pick up a spot from Patterson if he can't get his speed back up again quick enough.
James has got the run on Mark Fisher, who's got the run on Alan, and James backs out wisely, doesn't want to take a 3 wide.
Williamson takes the safer option there and holds his station, although Plumley's coming up behind him and he will not wait to get past, so you have to be very aware now. We've got a big pack forming now in the middle of your top 15, so bottom end of the top 15 there, middle of the top 20, as these cars battle for pride as much as anything in this race. There's a lot of big movers there and some damaged cars, but towards the front still Grillo from Williams, from Stuart Adcock, from Tim Adcock, from Keith Sharp, your top 5. Dave Grinnell P6, Adrian Bidil P number 7, Ben Daniels P8, Nick Watson P9, Brendan O'Brien up to P number 10, from P22, so a big move there for Brendan O'Brien. As we also have Ben Daniels 19th to 8th so far. So, well, attrition playing a major factor here today at Lime Rock Park. Alan Patterson still holds on from the guys behind him, as Mark Fisher, James Williamson and Robert Plumley come for the attack, and Plumley up the inside of Williamson. Williamson giving him that position. He will hold on right now. Robert Plumley will probably find a way to park it in a tree. He's had really bad luck of late, so it'll be nice to see if he could try and finish a race. But Plumley, of course, remember, involved in that incident with Peter Cowan. So his car damaged, and if he's got fuel to the limit there, Linus, if he's only filled the tank for 25 laps, it could be in a problematic situation in regards to fuel.
Yeah, I think they should have filled it up with a couple of laps extra. I always do anyway, but if you want to be as quick as possible, you fill it to the limit, and if you get in a lot of battling, you might use up more fuel than you
car
anticipated.
rejoining the racetrack in front of the battle here on the track, and that's Peter Cowan coming back out in front of, incident there as Ben Daniels just gets through before Mick Watson and Brendan O'Brien narrowly dodged the spinning car there. That is, I believe, Mick Watson, who was sideways there in turn 1, avoiding Peter Cowan. Possibly a rather negligent rejoin there from Cowan, who is now scored 1 lap down in the 99 machine. But further back, we've now got a big pack forming there around those guys, and looking at replay just up on your screens of that pit exit there from Peter Cowan. Bit of a oopsie from the number 99 Club 100 machine. But looking back towards the battle we had with Plumley, that pack still very much formed there around 15th through 17th, as Alan Patterson leads Mark Fisher, leads Robert Plumley and James Williamson as they head up to turn 5. Those cars getting very light at the rest of that hill. Plumley right up the gearbox there of Mark Fisher. Will be coming to the line here, and it'll be 21 laps scored complete. Beginning of lap number 22 as Plumley at the inside there of turn 7. Very optimistic, brave passing opportunity, but James Williamson will go with him. They'll both go around the outside of Mark Turner. And got that position hopefully as, yep, they will get past in time. So 2 positions lost there for Mark Turner. 1 each gained for Plumley and Williamson.
James has driven a really smart race so far as well. He's not taking any risks, and if someone gets a run on him, he just lets them go. So that's, I think, one good reason why he's up to 17th from his 34th starting position. He's doing
Indeed,
really smart,
but something
not
interesting on the
taking
racetrack,
risks.
Linus. Sorry to cut you off there, but Clark Williams is catching Paul Grillo.
Oh, Plumley's in the grass in front of James.
Oh, Plumley is in the grass, but we're just going to focus on the leader right now. Grillo is falling back now, so his tyres are actually dropping off. Clark Williams running faster laps at the moment. In fact, faster than the pole lap in qualifying. He runs a 57.192 draft assisted, of course, but that lead may not last for Paul Grillo. Mark Fisher looking at the inside there. 4P number, that is 16. Mark Fisher will look at the inside of James Williamson, but he will not take that position, being very careful there as Williamson goes after Robert Plumley. That's allowed Alan Patterson to get some fresh air in front of him. He's 2 seconds up the road. They can breathe a little easier. Also separation in the rest of your top 15 as we have a driver slow. Piers Cocky, number 12's pulled off to the inside of the track. If we can find out if anything's happened to him. He spun that car off turn number 2 on the outside. Wiggled under braking, car got round on him.
He was wiggling all the way from turn number 1 down to turn number 2.
Yep, he's pulled the car off the track, so he will be retiring.
They actually had a crash in turn 1 and he got flipped and went on top of another car.
And that would explain everything then, if that was the reason for the incident. We'll try and get back to that after the race, but Clark Williams now within 7/10 of a second of Paul Grillo. Grillo's tyres starting to go off very rapidly. Paul Grillo, wow, that's an impressive lap time there from Clark Williams. Last time round, Grillo was faster than the pole with a 57.1. Clark Williams, 56.967. As they start the IndyCar draft braking, wiggling down the start-finish line. Stuart Adcock back on top of Clark Williams as we go on to the final lap here at Lime Rock Park for week number 2 of the UK Night Skippys Racing Series. It's still Paul Grillo and Clark Williams from Stuart Adcock. Tim Adcock 7 seconds back. He's not in this fight. One of these 3 drivers will win the race here tonight as we come to turn number 3. Grillo really under pressure now, but not as much as Williams. He was the hunter. Now he's the hunted as Stuart Adcock closes in behind that green number 98 machine. Can he do anything in these final 2 corners? And he somehow passed Clark Williams. Williams, let's not forget, will be under severe attack from the draft out of turn 7. Will he have enough time though? Paul Grillo looking very pleased to see such fighting going on in his mirror. Out of the final corner, Paul Grillo gets it out clean. He will win. Paul Grillo, your winner here at Lime Rock Park as Stuart Adcock goes to the inside. Clark Williams, he won't be there in time. Clark Williams will hold second. Stuart Adcock, a very close third. Tim Adcock comes across the line to secure 4th. 5th will go to Keith Sharp. Just at the line, nearly David Grunnell. And photo finish for P5, P6. Impressive there. We look further down the field, seeing the rest of the cars finishing in this one. Alan Patterson slow. He's dropped a position now to Williamson and Fisher. They have moved up now to P15, P16. We'll find out if Mark Fisher will make a move on the car of James Williamson. He's not going to be close enough in time. He will try, but he will not get there as James Williamson will secure 15th. Our confirmed highest finisher in this race, Linus. P15 from 34th on the grid, up 19 positions.
Yeah, like I said, he did a very smart race and didn't take any risks. Obviously had a lot of help from all the crashes, but he stayed out of any trouble, and that usually gives you a good result.
Does indeed. 19 cars finish on the lead lap here today, and of those, well, there were only 4 cars 1 lap down to P23. Everybody else 2 laps down or more, with 26 cars finishing the race. An incredibly close race, and the results are up now on your screen. Paul Grillo takes the win at round number 2 for the UK Skippys Series here at Lime Rock Park. Clark Williams in second, Stuart Adcock third, Tim Adcock in P number 4, Sharp in P5, David Grunnell, Adrian Bidil, Brendan O'Brien, Paul Thurston and Rich Jones will hang on, take P number 10. Rest of the results up on your screen right now as you can see a high attrition rate here at Lime Rock, but an incredibly exciting race lead.
Yeah, there was a lot of good battles going on and something happening everywhere all the time. A very good race overall.
Certainly was indeed. Well, we're just going to pop to commercial quickly and we'll see if anyone turns up for an interview. Catch us after the break. Welcome back to Monday Night Skippys in support of Shelter here on RaceSpot TV. Rachel Whiteford joined by Linus Bergstrom as we have, well, the race is complete and we're having a quick interview with the driver Ashley Blakehood, who was involved in an early race incident at one tonight with the car of Blake Townend. Ashley, you've had some pretty strong opinions on what happened with that incident. Tell us from your perspective.
I watched the replay back and it still doesn't make any sense to me. Why reverse off the track then drive back onto the track? I wasn't expecting him to move, and as soon as I touched the brakes, the back end just turned on me. I don't like the Skippy either, which didn't help.
From what we saw during that race, of course, the car was spun out after contact with Paul Grillo. Obviously, he waited quite a while to try and find a way back onto the track, but being so tight and so confined here, had no real chance at all. Finished down in P number 30, Ashley, so not a great day for you. You survived a total of 5 or 6 laps. More chance next week.
I don't think I'm going to come back again in the Skippies. Not this season. I'm going to go and drive something I can actually keep on the track for more than 2 laps.
Well, not a great race for you today, but hopefully you at least had some fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I like crashing. It's my favourite thing.
That I know to be true. We've also got the driver of James Williamson here. James in the number 073 car. You here, James?
Yeah, I'm here.
James, you were today's confirmed biggest mover in the entire field. You started 34th, you finished 17 places up in P15. Incredibly consistent, safe drive from you today. And survived Lime Rock, the really tiny head.
Rip Rachel's headset.
Yup.
I'm still here.
You
Go
cut
on
out
then.
Nuz. You're saying something about tight line rock?
Yes, I was saying, obviously, the biggest mover here today, you came up 17 positions from your starting spot. The biggest mover, how does it feel to be successful and survive the tiny, tiny hell?
Yeah, it was quite something. Just had to keep it clean and make sure I didn't crash it. The races this week in the official were messy, so just realised I had to keep it on the track.
Well, you finished ahead of your teammate Stuart Dick, who was down in P number 18, so is that a consolation?
Yeah, I think so.
More importantly, you finished ahead of Ashley, so bonus.
That's always important.
Well, thank you for
Rude.
joining us tonight, guys, and we can have a moan at some other race, some other point where you do finish ahead of him. But yeah, another exciting race we've had today, and dominant performance by Paul Grillo. Clark Williams very strong, as were the two Adcocks. Obviously, join us next week for round 3 of UK Night Skip Barbers in support of Shelter here on RaceSpot TV. I've been Rachel Whiteford. I've been joined by Linus Brostrom as our special guest idiot, and Hugo Lee on the cameras. Thank you. Good night.